want to get in on the K-Cup industry? Changes that's an entire different conversation. Because now I don't care if you like coffee. I don't care if you drink coffee.
Talk about the patent left.
You see the trend. Oh, the patent dropped in 2011. I found that out. So Green Mountain, I think it's Green Mountain Coffee Corporation, whatever it is. The guys who started Keurig, they own the patent, right, for the K-Cup. That's why there was only, the Keurig is called the K-Cup because the Keurig is K and it was in the cup, right? So what they did, they had a patent. That patent dropped in 2011. Thus, a year later, Starbucks has a cup, Dunkin' Donuts has a cup, all of that has the cups, right? So now OG has the cup, all that stuff. So the trend line, if you look at the trend line, they interviewed, the Wall Street Journal, they interviewed the owners of Keurig. They was like, how do you feel about all of these new generic and all these new entrants into the market? They said, our business hasn't changed because the new companies coming in, they're not taking customers away from Keurig or the original K-Cup. Right. They're getting new customers that were already looking at the K-Cup, but they had not, yet. Like I've never used it. I don't have it in my home, right? But now I will. And there's probably 10 other people in our circle that will.
Right.
So this is it's a market disruption. Like it's different. Coffee is great. It's like waste, right? There's always going to be garbage, right? There will always be grass and lawns, right? But that's a stable conversation. It's an intelligent conversation. It's a business conversation. But it wasn't a sexy conversation. Now, it's a sexy conversation. That was like, dude, there'll be 35 million households using K-Cups in the next 3 to 5 years. In the next 2 years, there's going to be 50, 60 million households using the K-Cup. How many people do you want? How many companies do you want using your K-Cup?
Now, Mr. Anderson, just for you and Mrs. Anderson, the fact that all of the reorders from the corporate accounts you're thinking about counts towards your qualifications and Organo Gold, where do you kind of see your business in the next 18 months?
Oh, 18 months for my wife, without a doubt. We make our list, we go through the stuff. Diamond's done. Just off of pure. I call my buddy. My buddy works at one of the most respected and the largest consulting firm in the world. I called him up. I was like, hey, how much do you think you guys, he's a partner. He's a partner. The guy makes probably like, I don't know, $800,000 a year, right? I said, dude, how much do you guys spend on coffee? He was like, you know, that's the question. I saw those numbers. We spend between $300 to $400 a week on coffee. We have 20,000 employees. They have 110 offices. So you do the math. 300 times 110 is 33,000. They're spending 33,000 a week on coffee times 4, right? So you get 130,000 a month on coffee. Organo Gold will pay us 5% for making the introduction. I'm good. and now with the Affordable Care Act stuff, I'll tell OG just went ham. You don't even understand.
Right here.
Oh, and then what Mr. Allen was saying, so if a guy has let's say he has a private company, which Mr. Allen was smart about, so OG will pay us 5%. So now you can say to the owner, you can say to the director, whoever does procurement or whatever it is, hey look, check this out. Now there's another 5% on the table that you can get paid from. You can take it or you couldn't take it, but it's there. So if they sign up, you get 5% and they get 5%.
Right.
Are you serious? You get an account $30,000 a month?
Let's talk through the Affordable Care Act.
Oh yeah, basically up to 200 employees, every company can get up to $200 of a wellness program incentive, like as a tax credit. Every employee after 200 is 100. So essentially, you can have the conversation and say, hey, look, if it's a smaller company and say they're spending 20, 30 grand a year on coffee, right? Hey, now you can get your coffee for free because now it's a health product. It's Ganoderma. It's 100% certified. So now we know that coffee is traditionally acidic. You had that conversation, right? Oh, now offer your employees less acidic coffee. They have more energy. And I think I heard something about the lady in Canada. did an experiment on a company where their time off, people having time off and stuff like that went down after 4 months of drinking the coffee we have now. So like this is a whole, you don't even understand. No. This is what you don't get. This is what you don't, and I hope people grab it. So coffee to a major corporation, it's like there's stuff that has prejudices to it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to go to McDonald's, right, and you want to get the commercial building contract, the folks who build the commercial buildings, there's a lot of politics to that, right? There's a lot of prejudices. There's a lot of all of that. I mean, it's all kind of little nuances to the game, right, that you have no control over. But when you talk about who's getting the toilet paper contract, no one cares.
Beg to differ.
Well, toilet paper, okay, right, toilet paper is the thing. Right, Chris, you know about
That's
that.
actually politicized. However, the typical company that has a trash, toilet paper, coffee, or a vendor relationship, let's say it's Sodexo or Compass or whatever those, a lot of times that doesn't pertain to executive suite privileges. And so a company like McKinsey or a nice company, they're going to have freedom over their gourmet coffee choices. They're probably in the cafeteria or in regular employee land, they're going to have crap coffee. But I've worked at many corporations where the executive suites or certain floors, they all have gourmet. Those are the contracts you want for Organogold. You don't want to compete with the Folgers and the ground coffee. A lot of these executives, they have separate kitchens. They've had K-cups in there for a long time. And then if there's a health benefit, they might consider rolling that out for all employees. But you know, every corporation has different priorities. Sometimes they give very good coffee out, and sometimes they don't. So I gotta break down the numbers and make sure that you can make the case. But if there's a tax credit anyway, that's gonna take a lot of the expense, that argument out. You can just write it off. I like the tax benefit option because now I don't know where you guys all work, but they're saying everyone's gonna have to do a mandatory workout now. Anyone who smokes, they have to write it in now for all the healthcare stuff that's changing. There's a lot of workplace mandatory eat right initiatives and things.
Get healthy.
Yeah. Yes, those are what we want to get into. We want to wrap them right into that.